Okay. uh, K nearest neighbor means you have to find out two closest matches among those four match, and in those two matches what is the label. So that label you have to consider for final classification. Big tip, yes or no? And one more thing, okay, like in exam, in test, don't expect that I will give you theory questions. Okay, all questions will be like this, and none of them will be from the internet. And questions will vary from person to person. You cannot copy or share one another's answers. So if you answer here, it's better. Try to understand. This example, are you going to classify it as positive or negative? Okay. See, first similar match. It matches to the example 2. 4 match, 1 mismatch. Example 2. If you compare to example 2, new data with the example 2, okay, most similar match. It is very closest to example 2. And what is the label? Yes. And k value is 2. So we have to find out one more example to which it is very close. See, in KNN, it always starts with the first example. Okay, it always starts with the first example. Uh, so next closest match is first example, example number 1. There also 2 mismatch, 3 match. So that is next closest match to this given example. And what is the label for the first example? Yes. Have you understood? So two neighbors we have found out which is close to our example, our new data, and the label is yes. So big tip is yes for this example. Is it clear? Similarly, I have one more example. In this case, big tip, is it yes or no? Okay, for this new data, when k value is 2, big tip, is it yes or no? Try to compare attribute by attribute. How many from first example? From first example, you have to find out whether attributes are matching or not. Okay, if it is matching, how many attributes are matching in first example? Is it closest to this example or not? You have to find out. So big tip, is it yes or no? Okay. So you can see here, first match is with the example 3. Very closest to the example 3. Very closest means only one mismatch, 4 match. And the label is no. Now I have to find out one more match which is near to my example. So the second closest match is example number 1. 2 mismatch, 3 matches. So in this case, you got no and yes. So when you got values like this, no and yes, what is your conclusion? Big tip is yes or no? Big tip is yes or no? See, it is no. Why it is no? Because it is very closest to the first match. But when you take k values too, see when k values are even numbers, usually k values should never be an even number because 50-50% chances will be more. So k values, always it is preferred, it has to be an odd number. Is it clear? K values, always it has to be an odd number. Then this kind of ambiguity will not be there. So usually if you are applying KNN algorithm, most of the people, they will take k value as odd number. 1NN, 3NN, 5NN, 7NN, it will be like this. In this example itself, if you apply k is equal to 3, then what will be the result? In this example itself, if k is equal to 3, then what result are you going to get? See, check, okay. If k is equal to 3, what result you will get? Already it is matched to example 3, example 1. Now check example 2, whether it will match or not. Example 2. Okay, only 2 matches. Example 4. See, you take example 2 or 4, both are almost same itself. 3 mismatch, 2 match. So what is the result? Example 2 or 4? It will give yes, yes. Okay, when it gives yes, yes label, bit tip will be yes. If k value is 3, bit tip will be yes. Is it clear? Okay, next thing is we were talking about calculation of the distance. To calculate the distance between our points and the various examples, we have a metric, we have three kind of metrics which you can use. First one is Euclidean distance. In most of the KNN algorithm will use Euclidean distance itself, or Manhattan distance, or Q norm distance. Any three of these formulas can be used to calculate the distance between 2 points. Okay. Usually, all the KNN algorithm, wherever you implement, they will use Euclidean distance itself. Most of the time, we'll use Euclidean distance formula itself to find out the distance between 2 points. Is it clear? See, our text example, our new data has got 4 attributes, and test examples, there are 5 test examples. So you have to find out the distance between 2 points means A1. See, here Pi minus Qi means A1 dash minus A1. Attribute 1 in the test example minus attribute 1 in the training example. Okay, you have to subtract, you have to take the square and add it to the second attribute. Attribute 2 minus in training example minus attribute 2 in test example. Okay, see in the previous cases we have taken names. Okay, instead of that we'll assign values and we'll do this calculation. uh, Once we start implementing the algorithm, you'll understand exactly how calculations are done. So this is a KNN, this is the final KNN algorithm, classification algorithm. Let k be the number of nearest neighbors. You already know that k value you have to select, and d be the set of training examples. In our syllabus or in machine learning, wherever any algorithm you take, whenever you see capital D always represents set of training examples. Okay, set of all the training examples, capital D. All the algorithms will use the same formats. X always indicates input, Y always indicate output. X1, X2, X3 is nothing but attributes. Y1, Y2 means classes, yes or no, 2 classes will be there. See, these things should be there in your mind always, okay? X always represent input, Y always represent the class of data, if it is 2 class or 3 class. Capital D always represent set of training examples. So in the previous table, we had 4 training examples. So D is nothing but that set, 4 training examples. Okay, now see, the thing is what this KNN algorithm has to do, we have a new data. That new data, for that new data, you have to compute the distance, and then we have to classify to which class it belongs to. So for all the examples, so Z is test data. Z is equal to X dash Y dash. Z is our test data. Compute distance. Okay, we have to compute the distance X dash to X. For all the examples, you have to start computing the distance. Okay, for all the examples, we'll compute the distance between Z and every example in D. We have to compute the distance and then select D subscript Z, which is subset of D, the set of K closest training examples to Z. Once you calculate the distance, okay, once you calculate the distance, then you'll get a set where you'll have, see, in our case, 4 examples are there. So D subscript Z means in that D subscript set, you'll have 4 values. 4 values are the nothing but the distance between the test example and the 4 training examples. So you will have 4 values. Once you have 4 values, what you must do, you have to select the closest value in that. Okay, closest value in that, and based on the k value, if the k is 2 or 3, you have to select maximum closest values. So that is what we are doing in the next step. Y dash you have to calculate. You have to select the maximum closest neighbors. Closest, see, among those 4 values, closest one you have to select. Among that, maximum whatever is there, that is nothing but the label which we assign to the new example. Okay, that is the label which we are going to assign it to the new label. Is it clear? So this is Kane, very simple algorithm. Okay, the first point is computing the distance. Next thing is, once you calculate the distance, you have to find out among all those things which are the closest neighbors. And if 2 or 3 neighbors are closest, and whatever labels they have got, that label will assign it to the new text test data. And challenges, some how to choose the k value. If k is too small, it will be sensitive to the noise points. Again, I will show you noise means what. See, you don't know in data what is noise and all. We shall see those things later. K can never be very small. That is, you cannot keep k value as 1, or it cannot be too large. Okay, when k value is large, it will cover all the classes. Okay, whatever classes are there, it will cover like this. In the example, you can see if the circle goes bigger, although x is nearest to this plus plus plus, but since k value is very large, it is covering all this minus, and majority has become minus itself. Okay, so k value cannot be too large or it cannot be too small. It always depends on the type of problem you are trying to address using KNN. And KNN classifiers, we also call them as lazy learners, because and one more thing is, in machine learning, I was saying the training phase, once you do the training, will build the model. But in case of KNN, there is no such thing as model. We are not going to build any models. It will store all the examples as it is in the memory. So it is called as lazy learner because it covers all the examples and it will store it in the memory. Unlike, see, it is a lazy learner, unlike decision tree and all. Again, you have not learned those algorithms, so I am not going to compare it right now. Okay, in KNN, the problem is it will cover all the examples, it will store it in the memory. Classifying unknown records are relatively expensive. Classifying unknown records are relatively expensive because there is no particular model which you can use to classify the new data. Is it clear? So expensive means if there are 100 examples, your new data will be compared to all the 100 examples. It has to calculate the distance between new data and all the training examples. So it is expensive. Expensive means it will take a lot of time. Okay, when data is very huge, KNN will take a lot of time. For that reason, they're saying expensive. Computationally, it is very expensive. And if there are more number of attributes, prediction accuracy will come down. Okay, accuracy of the algorithm will come down if there are more attributes. In the examples, so we have seen only 4 attributes or 5 attributes. If the number of attributes are more, prediction accuracy will come down. Okay, that is again one of the challenges in machine in KNN algorithm. Is it clear? Again, few more things are there in KNN which I will cover in the next class, because KNN, these problems in the KNN will address it, and there is one more solution for that, which is nothing but your next topic in the syllabus. Okay, locally weighted regression algorithm will be designed based on this. Okay. Uh, Now I will not again solve any mathematical problems on this. In textbook also, just this algorithm they have given. Only thing is you need to understand what is KNN, how does it work. See, in exam also they'll just ask you to explain KNN algorithm or explain KNN. They'll ask like that for 8 marks or 10 marks. Uh, you have to write this algorithm, you have to give these kind of examples. See, if you give more number of examples, you'll get more marks. You have to give examples like this. One nearest neighbor means what will happen, two nearest neighbor, three nearest neighbor. Okay, or you can give examples like this. In exam, just theory they will ask in this module, fifth module, they will just ask simple theories. Explain locally weighted regression or explain Q learning algorithm. There are no problems on this. uh, Few chances are there of problems, which I will show you. I will solve and show you what kind of problems they might ask. In textbook, problems are not there. So in theory, they will just ask plain theory. What is KNN? For 8 marks or 10 marks, definitely they will ask. You have to explain thoroughly. Just writing 4 lines of algorithm won't fetch you the marks. Okay, you have to explain. Uh, okay, these things, whatever possible, you have to explain along with the example. Only these 4 lines of algorithm will not help. Is it clear? You have to write the challenges in KNN. Okay, how it can be overcome, we shall see in the next class. Okay, only 8 members are there. What about others? Daily, very less people are attending the classes. Okay, ask them not to miss the classes. Inform everyone. Okay. Um, because a lot of topics will be covered in online classes itself. That's why it's better everyone attend the classes regularly. Okay, we shall continue in the next class. Thank you.